Most entrepreneurs think that an LLC is a tax status, and it's not. An LLC is a legal shield. If you're making over $50,000 in annual profits and you're still just an LLC, then you're likely donating thousands of dollars to the IRS unnecessarily. So, in today's video, we are settling the debate. When does it actually make sense to switch to an S Corp to save money? We'll talk about it today. My name is Chika Obih, and I'm a CPA, over 16 years of experience helping business owners clean up their taxes, avoid costly mistakes, and keep more of what they earn because that's what matters, right? So, my philosophy is really simple. Structure plus strategy equals less tax and more clarity. So if you're happy to be here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share this video with your fellow business owner friends who needs to hear this. Now let's dig into today's topic. We're talking about LLCs versus S Corps. Which one saves you more money? So check this. You own an LLC and you wonder if it's time to change to an S Corp. Here's the myth I hear too often. People saying, I need to form a whole new company to be an S Corp. That's not true. That is not true. The fact is, an S Corp isn't a place you go to, it's a status you elect. Okay? S Corp status. So let me paint a picture for you. Imagine your LLC is a car. Okay? Your LLC is a car, it's just driving around. And right now, the LLC is running on the default engine. So the default engine is taxed the same way as a sole proprietor. So think of it that way. Your car engine is taxed the same way as a sole proprietor. But now the switch is you elect S Corp status. And what that does is swapping out the engine for a more fuel efficient engine, right? Again, it's the same car, it's an LLC, right? Same car, different engine. So by swapping out the engine, what you're doing is you're changing how the gas is burned. And by gas, that's the taxes. So you're changing how you're taxed when you elect to be taxed as an S Corp, right? Is the same LLC. Let's say it's Joe Schmo LLC. Let's say that's the name of your company, Joe Schmo LLC. That name remains the same car, but now when you elect S status on your LLC, which is still called Joe Schmo LLC, the way the IRS looks at your company is okay, it's an LLC, but they've elected to tax the company as an S Corp, right? So same LLC being taxed as an S Corp, right? So what changes is how your company is taxed. You're electing to be taxed as an S Corp, even though your structure is still an LLC. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. And let me know if you want more about just that piece alone, what electing S Corp really means. Okay. So now that we have that, now let's talk about the math. When does it make sense to elect S status? So I mentioned earlier how the LLC is pretty much like a sole proprietor. The only difference is that now you have a legal shield, meaning now your personal is legally separate from your business. And so let's say in the unlikely case that somebody tried to sue your business, they can come after your business, the LLC, and because it's in an LLC, whatever personal stuff, funds, investments you got, they can't touch. They can only touch what's in the business. So you can imagine that that alone is a big deal. However, when it comes to, okay, well, what type of savings can I realize simply by structuring my business as an LLC? Technically, the savings are the same as if you were a sole proprietor. Again, the only benefit from sole proprietor to LLC is that legal shield that you now have. Now, and so the math, I like to call earnings of, I guess, not even 50K. I would say 100K to 250K, right? And by earnings, I'm talking about your revenue number, because your revenue being between 100K to 250K, once you figure out your expenses, your profit number, depending on how much expenses you have, can be anywhere from like 50K and above, right? It could be 80K even. You can make 100K and have profits of 80K, right? And so that 50K to 80K profit number, right? The revenue minus the expenses equals profit. If your profit number is at least 50K, you might have a case as to why electing S Corp status makes sense. Now, in this video, I'm not telling you what to do. Your accountant can tell you what to do. Your attorney can tell you what to do. That ain't me. I'm not doing that for you, okay? I'm protecting myself legally. I'm just giving you some information. And I want you to know that as a LLC, a regular LLC, you pay self-employment tax. Self-employment tax is 15.3% on every single dollar of profit. So let's say your profit number is 100,000. That means you pay 15.3% on all of that 100,000. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's self-employment tax, and you got income tax to think about as well. But now let's look at the same 100K under the S Corp strategy. So electing S Corp, what happens now? What has to happen? Like, this is part of being an S Corp, of electing S Corp. Now that 100K profit number has to be split into profit and salary. Has to. That's just by law, meaning you as the owner of this now S Corp has to have a salary. You have to pay yourself a W-2. You have to be on payroll because you are considered an employee of your corporation or of this S Corp. Okay. So with the salary, yes, you pay self-employment tax on the salary. However, with the distribution number, the remaining profit, you don't pay self-employment tax on that part. So think about the savings. You don't pay 15.3% on the distribution part, profit part as an S Corp. So imagine that same 100K, you pay yourself 60K of salary, but then you take home 40K as profit. You're saving 15.3% on that 40K. That's roughly $6,000 in savings just by electing S Corp status. Okay. That's huge. That's really huge. And think about it. That's year one. Let's say year two, year three, you know what I mean? Like this adds up. And that's just one tax strategy that we talked about, which is the S Corp election. However, I want to talk about the cons or the hidden costs. There's hidden costs. It's not just, ooh, let me elect S Corp so I can save $6,000 a year. I'm trying to warn you that please don't switch. Please don't elect S Corp status if you're not ready for the admin work that comes with it. There's more formalities needed when you elect S Corp status. For one, the requirements, now you need to run payroll. Even if you're the only employee, you have to run payroll. Remember, as an owner of an S Corp, you're an employee by default. So you have to put yourself on payroll. And as an S Corp or electing S Corp, now there's an S Corp tax return that you have to file. So you got to file that S Corp return and you still got to file your personal tax return. So if the tax savings are higher than the cost of payroll, bookkeeping, hiring the accountant, then do it. Do it. But if you're only making $30,000 a year, then it's not worth it. Please don't elect S Corp status at that point. And also, please don't only listen to me. I need you to talk to your accountant, talk to your business attorney, and let them do the math on your situation to determine if it makes sense. Okay. So in summary, an S Corp can save you a fortune. Again, that's just one strategy. There's more that comes along with electing S Corp status, but you want to make sure that your profit supports the election. So if your profit number is under 50K, then it's not time yet. All right. So, if you want the full walkthrough of 7 write-offs, I have a free checklist where I give you 7 write-offs that business owners tend to miss. All you got to do is grab it below in the description box. And I want you to keep your eyes peeled because enrollment for my live group program, which is called the Tax Smart Entrepreneur, is opening up next week. And it'll remain open for just a few days. So you don't want to miss it. We kick off the program January 19th. So if you're tired of guessing with your money, then you need to be in my program. It's a 6-week life group program right in the middle of tax season. You have me, a CPA of over 16 years, to really help guide you and get you confident again when it comes to your money. We can go into details as to S Corp, LLC, what makes sense for you. So make sure to stay close to my channel, get on my email list so you're the first to hear once doors open up. Until next time, peace.